Good morning, everyone. So we have been, a couple of the people in the room, we all started with Breakthrough 120, which on the feet of bold, gave us a different set of numbers. I was talking to David earlier, and I told him I'm making like a little infographic that basically is like real estate by the numbers. My business was built having 20, I say calls, but it was really conversations. So text, not as much because it's harder to get conversant, but I built my business, 20 phone calls or conversations a day. Very important. Hey, I'm a realtor, you're out there talking. Breakthrough 120 reminds us that we need to be adding 5 new contacts every day also. That is how, when we start and you're making the calls, it becomes very easy. You're like, all right, I'm adding all of these into my database. But when you get to a stagnant point, you're like, oh, okay, I'm talking to the same people I've been talking to. I've done business with the people that I needed to do business with, and part of the noise, they're working on the roof. So, but we have to keep adding the 5 new contacts, and that can become a little weighty as you're building your business. You're like, okay, well, it was really easy. Kelly told me to open up my phone and to systematically call every single person that's in my contacts and tell them about what's going on with me, gather information, move them into command. This is very systematic, but you have to get more. And now you're like, well, wait a minute, it was easy when they were in my phone. Now I have to get more. And this is something that, is it safe to say, you're having to get flexible and creative? Is it a little more challenging once you have a database built to keep adding people in? What we need to realize is that it's not that you need leads. Yes, you do, but what you really just need to be having are conversations, because it becomes a lot easier if you are having the conversations. The goal isn't to sell everywhere you go. The goal is to become the person people think of when real estate comes up.
That has always been my goal. Top of mind.
Top, yes. That, I mean, honestly, that is where I literally say it to clients. I want to be the first person you think of for all things around property and real estate. Now, that does mean that you're talking about, you're referring. So that's a great place to look for other business. You're like, I need to have 5 contractors to refer at a moment's notice, because when people think about real estate and they think about renovating their bathroom and they call me, I need bathroom guys. So as you're trying to get 5 new contacts, do you have 5 plumbers that you could refer if a client needed them? And we all have one. I recommend having more. I recently referred away my guy to somebody else. But I also need something done at my house. So I have to remind my guy who referred him. But so have a couple of guys, All right, it's summer. Everybody, and it's summer. So it's our busiest time, and it's also kind of like the most relaxed time for some people. So quickly, like, where are people spending their time during the summer? Outside. Any play, like doing what? Things like that.
Park, pool, walking.
Sporting events, baseball games.
Okay.
Pools.
Yeah,
Farmers-
out in the
farmers
neighborhood,
market.
pools, charity events,
Gardening.
graduation parties.
Golf.
Forgot it. There we go. Festivals, farmers markets, concerts, baseball games, community events, parks, vacation spots, grad parties, weddings, zoo, neighborhood cookouts, pools. Okay. These are all where people are. Why aren't we there?
And I went to the zoo, and there were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people.
I'm there.
Okay.
Why did I not talk to a single one?
I don't know. Okay.
That's how do you start that conversation?
I think you have to, it's all about like, not rewiring yourself, but like,
It is required.
putting your, like making, I don't know how to say it through it, but yeah, I guess rewiring yourself.
Yeah.
So every single new agent that I talk to always tells me the reason that they became an agent. I want to help people. Obviously, flexibility money. I want $100,000 flexibility, but I want to help people, and that's great. We say we want to help people, and we've chosen this profession, and then we feel like we're not helpful when we call someone or talk to somebody. We gaslight ourselves, and we're like, "Well, they don't want to hear from us. It's just going to be a sales call. They don't want to hear from us." Well, if we are doing this because we help people, isn't it a service for me to call Trish and say, I noticed on your social media that you are building a new house. I know an amazing organic hardscape artist, and I call him that because he's not your average landscaper. Like, he has a long-term vision around sustainability, and I just, based on what I could see, I really feel like maybe you should be talking to Dan. Can I connect you?
If that's real life, yes, absolutely you can.
That is real life. I literally just thought of it right now.
Okay.
But that is, okay, so again, that was helpful.
Didn't even know you knew someone.
Did that feel like cringy
Yes.
or salesy? No, it really was helpful. So now Dan is gonna get a group text where I'm introducing him to a client, so he knows that I'm the one that started this whole thing.
And if I need anything else, I'm gonna reach out and be like, hey, you sent me Dan, it's been amazing. Do you know anybody else?
So, and here's the thing, I've told this story before. I had someone reach out one time because when you say that you're a connector, be careful what you get asked for. Someone reached out and said, if anyone would know this, it's you. I'm doing a tarot card reading event. Who do you know? Now, I have to admit that when I searched tarot in my phone, no one came up. But I knew somebody that I'd seen on social that might have been tarot reader adjacent, and I did that. After I did my calls, like I was like, okay, hold on, I'm just gonna add in a couple more now. And I tracked it down, because if somebody thinks that you're the person, be the person. And I said, I have never used this person. When I called back with the referral, I said, I have never used this person myself. She comes highly recommended from a true believer. And I still text that tarot reader through the years, through the weeks, through the months, like checking in occasionally. She still remembers that I was the person that referred her to the event that ended up springing another event for her. So who is the only realtor in her phone? She's the only tarot reader right now in mine, and I am hers. Okay? So we need to be where the people are. Most of the best lead generation is not happening behind a desk on your phone, truthfully. The conversations are a lot easier than the phone call. The being at the coffee shop and organically talking to people as you're in line. Oh yeah, you know, realtor fuel, coffee. Like, not me, but other people, you know. So again, so show up where the people are. Get out in here. We just talk, I mean, like, I want to go to all the places that we just mentioned. Like, I want to go there and have fun. People are there, let's go there. Because your goal is actually just to meet people. That's it. And do such a great job meeting them that they know who you are and what you do, so that it becomes easier to plug you in. I don't even think shutting the door would make much of a difference. They're on the roof. But the more people you know, the more opportunities you have to be tapped in and to help. And here's the common misconception. You know, sometimes, and this might happen to you, you might be like, what? We are Facebook friends, and she listed with somebody else. What? That does happen. it doesn't happen because it wasn't that they just met that other person. This is the biggest transaction most people will ever do. They do not leave it to chance. They are looking for someone that they like, that they know, that they trust. They're not looking for someone they just met. So when you're over here going, well, I'm a friend to them on Facebook, why did they not? If you're only a friend on Facebook, that may not feel as real to them as it might feel to you. I promise you that that other agent, they didn't just meet them. They didn't open up the phone book and just go, that guy. They knew them in a better, different way. So just make sure that you are going deep with the people that you know. Meet them, learn about them, make sure they know about you. Because that is the truth. They are looking for who they trust. So let's talk about 15. I'm going to idea dump. Let's get ready. We're going to workshop this. 15 creative ideas. Okay? So we talked about all these different places. Number 1, become a regular somewhere. I am, people know where to find me at any time, any different time. I am a regular at a local coffee shop. I call it office hours. I do a video every Friday as I am walking in to the coffee shop. That's it. Everybody's like, oh, her shoes. We know what's happening. Coffee shop. And then I walk by the coffee shop, keeping their logo, because it's my shoes in that shop. They're the stars of the show, not me. But that's what I do. Office hours. It says it on the banner. I tag them. They share it because they realize that Friday mornings at that big table, the Kelly Co-ops, stuff is happening. I've become a regular. I've documented it. I've taken the other coffee shop along for the ride, and I have people that say to me, will you be at office hours at 1? I'd like to stop by. I had a complete stranger walk up, pull out the chair, and sit down like this is how we did stuff. He said, hi, my name is Blaine, and I know why you're here and what you do. And I need help. Now, I was honest with Blaine. We worked together, found what worked for him, which was, by the way, wasn't buying a house. Sometimes it isn't. I was such a good resource for him about all things real estate. We say we want to do that I didn't drop him out when it didn't make sense for him to not purchase. I am taking 2 people that he works with. Those are new clients that I picked up because I called that person. Just because you couldn't sell it, didn't sell them, sometimes they become your biggest cheerleader. So in Breakthrough 120, I reached out and he gave me 2 names and numbers of 2 people that I have met, and we're working our way through the process. So become a regular. Do it. You know, farmers market. I am a regular at more than one place. And people will say that. And when you run into other people, if you are always seeing the same person, it becomes a lot easier to be like, I'm Kelly, and I am a local realtor, but I live like a block away, and that's why I'm always here. And I love the fact that every single time I see your daughter is just like chewing her way through a cucumber. Can I please take a picture of you and send it to you so you can see how amazing you guys look at this farmer's market? Can I text that to you? I'm sorry, your name is Trish. Thank you so much. My contact card's in there too. Like, again, if you ever know of a good cucumber salad that your girl likes, tell me about it. If you're down here, please say hi. Is that hard? Is that salesy? By the way, that really happens. That is how I do things. If you do this enough, you realize I'm helping. My God, I just sent them a beautiful picture at the farmer's market, that isn't a selfie. And she's in my phone, and 3 years later, she had a son, and I saw both of those beautiful humans at the farmer's market, and they walk up to me like I'm family. So, do it. Be the regular. The familiarity of faces makes people feel more comfortable. So they will approach you. Don't think that I showed up twice at the same place and nobody walked up on me. You have to be the familiar face. All right, number 2, sponsor fun. Sponsor fun. This is an area that I live in. Here are some fun things that I am sponsoring this year, and the reason I'm sharing that is so that you guys can help find opportunities to plug in. We do the Heritage Festival in Kent.
How do you do a sponsor? Like how does that look?
Okay.
So like I'm being a vendor at Harley Ferrari Night Friday.
Okay.
I'm sponsoring myself essentially. Like I
Okay.
didn't pay for the table or anything, but like I'm also VP of volunteers for the high school band. Like I would love to sponsor something like an event or something around the Mayfield High School band. Like how do you go about even doing that?
Okay. Well, all right. So quick, I am a sponsor for Kent Pride. That is a monetary donation through their organization. I save the receipt, I write it off on taxes, and they have an agreement through, that's a traditional sponsorship. And usually there's a give and take. It's gonna cost you this much money and this is what you get. So I do that. I also volunteer my time for the things that matter to me. So again, that's another place I show up. You know, but so you can sponsor it that way. But here are other ways that I'm sponsoring this year because I like a theme and I like to have fun, and that kind of goes hand in hand. Our Heritage Festival is going to be downtown Kent. We are doing a scavenger hunt to get families out and about and like go see this and go see this and go look at the train. Well, obviously, small humans, how cute are they if they have mini magnifying glasses that Kelly bought that have a tag on them that, by the way, this is where the branding, it gets a little, the front of it, because these are for small humans, this is me. The front of it says scavenger hunts and house hunts, Kelly's your girl, or something like that. You know, the back of it is where my contact information is. So the parents can see it when they see it, but I'm not front projecting to children. But 300 small humans are going to walk around with little magnifying glasses that I was able to purchase for whatever, and the tags that I did through Canva, Canva, whatever. You know, the whole process is, it's gonna be less than $100 for me to do that. And it's just another way to sprinkle. Now, that's not where I start. I start with free stuff. I'm fortunate that for this, I can now do this. But in years past, I was the person handing out the map. That's free, but I could be there to support that way, you know, to sponsor that way.
Volunteering is a way of sponsoring.
I agree, volunteering, in my opinion, volunteering, community events, charity runs, poker runs, things like that. Summer concert series, you know, like I got a cooler of water. Hey, got a cooler of water. I'm going to an open house tomorrow. So, but I have some ready to go. Just walk through the park. Hand them out and roll on.
Do you put your label on that water
That's what I
bottle?
was thinking about.
Okay.
Okay, of course. Yes, I do. But again, now, so some of this is sprinkling. But what happens is, as I'm doing this, I'm like, oh my God, I see you all the time. I'm Kelly, you are? Let's not make this happen again. You see my name and number? Here, put your name on my phone. Next time we see each other, I want you to know about Yacht Rock happening in Kent, Ohio. I can tell you're the person. It's just always going one step deeper. But be the one, I mean, I do a lot of that kind of thing. We are doing a tiki themed bar crawl and everybody's getting laid by Kelly. That is not that was not the marketing. I'm trying to avoid everything except that marketing, and they are laughing hysterically about it.
I love it.
I just thought, instead of some boring old lanyard, why wouldn't we have lays? I'll buy them, it's gonna be this much, 300. But they're like, but no. So do the fun things. Like, and even in 100, we did a sip-in shop. I found bottle openers that were keys by Kelly, made labels, handed out 100 of an item. Just be aware, be listening, and volunteer your time and your energy, your excitement, volunteer that too. And then, just be affiliated with a good time is a great place to be. All right, number 3. Neighborhood popsicle giveaway. I threw this idea out to a couple of people in Breakthrough 120. Again, super easy concept. Dry ice, cooler, walk down the street. There's gonna be a parade. I don't know if you knew, it's kind of a big deal, July 4th this year. There's gonna be parades. Going to the dog park. I mean, a bag of 100 of those, I walked by one in the grocery store, $2.99. For $3, why wouldn't you? Now, write your name on the plastic bag with a Sharpie. Trish is cool. If you want to. But again, sometimes people want to know us. So if we show up in a way like that, you'd be surprised how quickly it is to get their contact information. It becomes a lot easier.
And you can even chat GPT, give me cute little gimmicks, like Trish wants to keep you cool. Or something,
Yeah, I mean, it's again, everyone's getting laid by Kelly.
I love that.
But it's, again, so make it fun. This is summer. It is a lot easier to be getting new people now than it is later. All right, so number 4, community Facebook groups with caution. Think about how you've shown up to this point. You cannot be the same person that complained about the dog in your front yard and 3 years later be like, I'm ready to help you buy, sell, and invest. So think about that. But yes, a neighborhood Facebook group. But obviously, share your listing there. You can do those kinds of things. But more importantly, asking questions or sharing information. Hey, I just was at Kent City Hall and I saw that they're getting ready to come down Prospect Street and redo the lines again. So everybody get ready for your front yard to be dug up. Helpful. Answer questions. Showing up as knowledge, because when it is neighborhood Facebook groups, show up as a member of the neighborhood. Recommend different businesses, celebrate different things. Set a meet and greet. Hey, I'm gonna be standing on the corner of Front and Main at 4 o'clock on Thursday. Help me get rid of these 100 popsicles. Stop by and say hi. We all need to come together. If only 5 people come, that's great. 5 people came. You only needed 5. But that doesn't mean you don't do it. You have to keep doing. You have to keep showing up. Again, my regular office hours did not just happen. You can go back through and see Friday. It was Thursdays and we switched to Fridays. You can see a history of it. Scavenger hunts. Now, literally, I just talked about a scavenger hunt that I'm axillarily involved with, but it could be that kind of thing. It could be one that you do on your social. And inside, double down the community Facebook group. Where am I? Super close zoom in of a beautiful concrete rondel on the front of a vintage building. Where am I?
I did that post at the zoo.
See, that's a great post. It's a scavenger hunt, so you can get some social media interaction. You get people answering. Nope, you're wrong. I'll take you there. You want to meet me? Like, you have an ability, if you do that on social, again, put it in that community group too. They're like, oh my God, she's so fun. So there's two ways you can use social to find people. So we definitely talked this one through. I'm going to put it out there as number 6. Open house neighborhood preview. For any of you that this is a new concept or just to quickly review, this is before every single open house. You are inviting 20 neighbors. Go across the street, go to either side. That is still an amazing way to get new contacts. Come see what your neighbor's home is worth before everyone else does. Very easy script. I'm sure you might have heard that, Frank and Michelle got matched and he had to go back and be a doctor in California. I know that that's a really big hole in our neighborhood. They were so great, weren't they? Yeah. Who do you know that maybe needs to come see this house? This is your chance to pick your neighbor. Is there somebody else that needs a family neighborhood? I'll personally call and invite them to the open house. Or I'll meet them another time. Let's get another family in this neighborhood. See how my tone changed? We're all together because now we are all hurt by the loss of this neighbor. And we need to get somebody here. Bring them along for the ride. Because they're going to be like, oh my gosh, she does care. We loved Frank and Michelle, and I can't believe they moved little Rashid away. And she feels it too. So good. All right. Number 7, summer bucket list post. I love to do these because I'm always thinking of 4 more things to add on to a weekend. But the summer bucket list post. People are going to share it and put that on there. Share. Free to share. Let them share it. Have them promote you. You're showing up as the knowledgeable professional. Ask a question. Get more feedback. What did I miss? I said 25. I only gave you 24. What should number 25 be? 15 people respond back. You have that opportunity to have a conversation and ask them, tell me why that is so much more important than mine. Again, it's another way. We good so far? All right. Number 8, business spotlight series. Circling back to becoming a regular somewhere. I'm doing 2 at the same time. When I am spotlighting a business, it can look a whole bunch of different ways. It could be how I promote the outside. It could be my favorite dessert from the inside. It could be how they showed up. I used Flourish Plant Market to deliver a plant to new neighbors. They have a dog and he eats everything. And Flourish made sure that that plant was not poisonous, and they provided all kinds of care for the black thumb wife. Give a review for your experience, tag them, they're gonna share it. And now they're like, look at Kelly supporting locally and a female-owned business. So the things that we do for others do reflect in a very magnificent way back upon us. And when you're meeting with other business owners, we have someone in the room that is using her business connection as an opportunity to be out in the community. How's that? Did that happen right away? Did you have to kind of cultivate that relationship a little bit and volunteer to show up maybe?
Well, yeah, he knew me in the neighborhood. He knew that I was a realtor, and he was like, I'm having an event on, I guess, anniversary, on 17th. He was like, "Do you want a table?" I was like, "Huh?" I said, I asked him how much it cost. He was like, "Do you want a table? I'm giving it to you for your approach of business." And I was like, "Okay." Well,
Yeah. That's so, not only like she's starting to show up at some place and that worked for her, like that's amazing. That just came from her being her in the community, and someone has clocked you as the realtor. Yeah, they're like, okay, we know what she does. And now she gets the chance to highlight them. That relationship might go deeper. Maybe the next buyer presentation is done there. You know, like maybe the next time you have an open house, you're opening up Thunderstruck Donuts, the local bakery. Again, friends. Yeah, but like, make a big deal about the people that you are enjoy working with. Like that brings in a different way. You know, people are like, look at that. She's not asking for. So when I do say to the donut shop, when you're ready, I want to be the person that helps you find your next new home. Like that feels a lot less cringy and a lot less salesy, because I have promoted her and we've gone viral multiple times on videos where I did them and tagged her and she just got to come along for the ride. That was like, I mean, finger point, intense eye contact. Like that was a direct ask. And we like always are kind of shying away from the direct ask. But the direct ask is a lot more comfortable when you're already in a relationship with somebody. And it's a very efficient way to communicate, the direct ask. Ice cream conversations. You buy somebody an ice cream cone, a small gesture, meaningful connection. That's very easy.
Like an ice cream social event, or just like you're at the ice cream shop and I want to buy the person behind me?
All of those.
Okay.
All of those. It could be at an ice cream social. It could be at an event you have. It could just be, I am standing at Stoddard's and look at these 3 kids in their T-ball costumes. Are you kidding me? And that's how the conversation goes. I would like to buy all 3 of your sons a cone today. I'm not from this area. When I came here, my husband used to bring me here and tell me about how he came here after every single baseball game. I am thrilled to death to get to share this opportunity with you. What flavor? 3 cones. A little bit about a memory, because, you know, again, I'm a complete stranger walking up on small children, so be cautious, you know. But just that connection, that little bit of a piece, let them see a little bit of you and that will show that a little bit of themselves. Number 10, concert in the park networking. Oh, I love this one, and it's super easy. I already have talked about some things. A cooler full of water, a cooler full of popsicles. Just knowing when it is, it's on Thursdays. What if you're there before and you've got, this is a great idea, everyone, pay attention. This just came to me, might be a new thing. What if you've got like 4 of those picnic blankets that say, used by Kelly, and I'm just putting them down in the grass before the picnic starts. I know how hard it is when families get here, it gets really tight really fast. I pre-saved a couple of places. All I ask is, you know what, roll it up, throw it over here, I'll pick it up later.
Yeah.
So you got 4 blankets with your name on them, and you're down at the park and you're doing that. And by the way, those blankets, you can use them, I mean, like the parade, like you just have the opportunity. Keep one in your car because you just never know. And if somebody, you're at the dog park, it's a stinking wet dog, he just rolled in the mud, they always do that. Oh my gosh, I don't want him getting into your very nice car. Just put this blanket in the car, that way at least he maybe won't ruin everything. Now I'm just the nice person who gave her a free blanket that has all of my information on it, and she's either gonna strive to connect with me to get it back to me because I was so kind, or it's gonna live in her car for the next time it happens, and every time she goes to the dog park, she's gonna be like, do you remember that person, that Kelly, that realtor that gave me that blanket? something, thoughts to think. And then of course, you can have conversations with these people. How long have you been coming to this dog park? Why do you like this concert? What do you think about this music? You're gathering more information if they're like, oh my gosh, I love when they bring Van Salen, and that's a band. I love when they bring it. I'm a yacht rock guy to die for. Okay, I'm gonna remember that because that yacht rock is having its moment, and you're gonna find something on social media that you can just send him, because once you put them in your phone, you start to get connected with them across social media and stuff. So maybe that one guy that you met at the park and had a conversation with, you have him in your phone, you find him on social media, you can share something. It just deepens that connection. And we think that people need to know that we're realtors every single time. But I really would rather people know me as Kelly, and that is one of the ways that I show up and help, because I think that that is a wider reach. It makes me feel more approachable. And people ask me crazy questions like, do you know a tarot reader? Again, that's got nothing to do with real estate. But showing up in these different places and remembering things about people. All right, number 11, vacation check-in campaign. What would it look like if you were to text and call your entire database, checking in with them and just asking them like about their favorite vacation spot? Because now we're talking about locations, and you can be like, oh, what'd you think of the architecture there? What were the neighborhoods like? Were there a lot of HOA communities? Like, you can ask some real estate related questions, but you're hearing about their favorite spot. And oftentimes what happens when people start talking about their favorite spot is they're like, one of these days, and they look off in the distance, and you're gonna say, you're right. One of these days, I'm gonna find the best agent for you in Poughkeepsie, and you are gonna move there after we sell your house here. One of these days. What day is that? Like when they're talking about the things that they like, it gives you a chance to remind them of other things you do. You don't have to sell that house, but you can find that referral partner. Don't leave a chance to make money on the table. Number 12, graduation outreach. Okay. Every single person that you see that is going through a graduation, that is an amazing thing. Celebrate them. Think about the graduation they're celebrating. If it's post-collegiate, they are going to be falling into maybe they do business with me at some time. If it is high school, their families may be doing business with you because that house may have just gotten too big. If it's kindergarten graduation, buy them a bubble wand and stay in their lives for the next 20 years. I mean, seriously, because these are huge celebrations and you want to be a part of that and celebrate that, but always be listening for the opportunity that comes down the road. Remember, the focus shouldn't be right now business, because you'll only have a right now business. You need to have that pipeline that is filled by all of these different things.
So my neighborhood actually goes around and puts signs in
Oh, how cute.
the graduating student's family's yard. And my neighbor across the street didn't even know his son was a senior. I've been watching him get on the bus for the past 6 years I've lived in my house. And they put a sign that said, recent Mayfield High School graduate. And in my mind, I'm like, I need to go across the street and talk to them, but I've never talked to my neighbors before. So how do you do that? I've been there for 6 years, they've been there as long as I have.
Okay.
And the only time I talked to him is when his trailer rolled down his driveway into the street and I helped him get it back up in the driveway.
Okay, well there you go, that's the good neighbor. You weren't the neighbor that was like, what the hell?
No.
Okay, here quickly, like just based on what you just said, these are possible Kelly scenarios.
Okay.
Bubble wand, note, hope this summer is a blowout. Drop it off at the house. From Trish to Devin or whoever that is. Just like a little something fun. Then you drop that off. Maybe they come to the door because they see you, maybe they don't, but you've dropped something off, they know who it's from. It's just a little something fun. They're going to say something. Now you have a reason to talk about something. You could say next time you see them in the front yard, I know it's really weird that I just dropped by and dropped off Bubbles, but like I'm in my bubble era right now, and I realize I've watched him get on the bus for 6 years. But this might have been the longest conversation we've ever had, and I just wanted to fix that because I know what it's like to say goodbye to your kid. I'm gonna cry. Like that might really happen. But I mean, like just something like that. It's only awkward because we told ourselves it was awkward.
Yeah.
Here's a fun fact about the brain. I like to get geeky about it. If a tiger came running at me. If I have sensors on my brain and they're showing up over here, if a tiger came running at me, how this brain lights up is going to be a lot back here in the survival state, and it's going to light up a lot in the front as you're thinking, problem solving. Okay? I'm going to die. This is what my brain looks like. If my daughter walked in and surprised me, my brain is going to light up in about the same way. Maybe a little less than their survival, but for the most part, same thing. Through time, I have taught my brain that this is love, light, and joy, and this is fight for your life. Excitement and energy are the exact same thing. It's just how we decide to see it. So if we think it is cringy to talk to new people about our business, it is. Because we have decided that that is anxiety. I flipping love a chance to meet some new people. I have decided that this is energy and excitement. So if you trip your brain into this is so exciting because this might be my $1 million buyer. This is so exciting because they may have 10 properties to sell. It's the same energy, but just be open to it. And the more you do it and the more you say this is exciting that I get to do this, it becomes the pattern that your brain will lean into. Be consistent and do it. Number 13, dog networking. This is a hilarious one. Just a little bit about me. We don't have a dog currently. I have become that cringy person that lets dogs, I'm laying on the ground with complete strangers' dogs right now. So believe me that I literally am working a campaign at the house that if I buy a corgi, we could write it off as a business expense. Because come on, me and a corgi. I like big dogs, but damn a corgi, So, but again, dog owners, we did hear Kate talk about it also. When we had a dog, we had this big beast of a Cane Corso, and her best friend was this little dog, and we used to go out and people would stop and talk and comment, wanting to know about my dog, what happens, or how do they become friends. But use that. Now, dog networking is the easiest way. It's harder to find a cat walking group. Maybe you start one. Not no diminishing beliefs. Maybe you should start one. But dog owners talk. These are their fur babies. Showing up in that environment is a great space. And if you're there too doing the same thing, it's just a reminder. There's a high solidarity among dog people and cat people, and I'm assuming parrot people. But so I just think that one is just Like if you have a dog, get out, walk that thing, get your 10,000 steps. Dog owners will say hi to other dogs, you know, so just use that. Or kids, get your small kid out. Maybe not on a leash, but you know. All right, 14, community volunteer projects. So again, this one kind of marries on to sponsorship. So you don't have to do these things individually, they can be layered. So everyone is always like referral. That's like my, you know, like you hear a lot of that. And I would say that referral is a big stream of my income. But when I'm calling it referral, I might have a wider referral base than some of you because I'm meeting with a person this week that got into my phone because she knows that I'm a huge Main Street Kent volunteer, and she's figured that I would be showing up. So she walked up on me at a community event. But she's at Kent State, and Kent State has a huge initiative about being more dialed in and connected with the community. So she was like, so if I'm gonna work with somebody, and I'm like, interestingly enough, I've sold to a lot of Kent State families in different departments for that exact reason. They're like, if we want to be plugged in, who do we get plugged in with? So I am a service leader. I did not pick that name for myself. I fought it for a number of years. But I do believe in acts of service. I do believe that we have a responsibility to make these communities better. And for me as a realtor, I move somebody to Kent, and these are the things that happen as soon as that happens. They are plugged in with volunteer opportunities. They know my top 5 restaurants, my top 5 coffee shops. They know who to do anything, and I have just become their welcome to Kent guy. And they're the ones that are texting me for all the stuff. And I get them plugged in with volunteerism. Because that's an amazing way to show you value your community. So, if you just do the thing, the business follows. Like I am too busy running around in lederhosen at the Oktoberfest to truly be like, hey, do you know what I mean? Like Night Trust, you know, got a retail, you know, an investor. Like I'm too busy to do that at Oktoberfest. The fact that I'm in lederhosen should be enough. And people will come up on me. So I'm not outgoing, I'm only incoming for that kind of communication. But I'm there, I'm doing the things that I like, I'm showing my value, people want me as a neighbor. It's a great way to show up. Number 15, summer photo contest. Now, I personally want to do this myself, and I'm in a different area. I think we all should do it. Like we could figure it out. But summer photo contest, you know, maybe again, you go to socials for this, you put it out there, you go to your database, you email it, you go to your phone, you text it. I'm not traveling until the end of September when I go to Madison City to see, to see Harry Styles. I am not traveling on vacation this year. So I am getting to see lots of local beauty, and I want to see yours. I am doing a summer photo contest. Here are the categories. Kids and dogs, beautiful sights, living in the moment. Please email or message your photos to blah, blah, blah. I will be reviewing them all and announcing a winner in each category, blank. Prizes to be discussed later. This is all just me spitballing ideas, but take that framework and work with it. The prize could be ice cream cone gift cards. The prize could be free donuts from that local business that you have made one of your primary objectives. It could be 4 things things you bought at the Dollar Tree in a sand bucket. But you're going to get interaction, engagement. You have a story to tell, because think about the opportunity. If you do this socially, well, I mean, here I am with the winner of the Kids and Dogs thing. I'm delivering his present to him today. Like, we're gonna make this a big deal. Like, I'm not just like electronically sending him a Starbucks card. No. We are meeting at a local coffee shop. There's gonna be pictures. Like, it's gonna be a thing. I'm gonna go ahead and build out. So now I've got like 2 or 3 months of social media. And then you've got the picture. Maybe you use 12 of those pictures sent to you by other people to create the realtor magnet that everybody does. The realtor calendar. But then you get to see, now you can send it all back. Hey, you know what? This is it's cringy, I know, realtors always send a magnet, but I decided that I had 12 beautiful pictures that I wanted to share with everybody. And I am sending you this calendar.
Would we have to get like a written authorization that we can use their photo, or them sharing it on socials?
Yeah, probably. But here's the thing. It doesn't have to be any kind of a thing. It could be, here are the rules of participating.
Okay.
I might use them for marketing later. You know? Yeah. Or your submission of this picture authorizes me to use it for marketing purposes. That feels like a little more ChatGPT. That feels like a little more legal. You know, got some therefores and hences in there. Okay, but like summer photos. I love that idea. All right, I just spitballed a bunch of ideas and I made them all seem very reasonable and fun and all of this. Anybody want to, what of these ideas made you uncomfortable? Like, maybe the first thing I said made you feel uncomfortable, and then I talked you through it a little bit. But of those 15 different things, there's probably something that might make you feel slightly more uncomfortable. And if you could and would share, that would be great. And if not, please at least identify it.
I don't know about uncomfortable. I would probably pick some that sound like me, like something I would do compared to.
Yeah, this is you are a summertime realtor.
Right.
Because how you want to build your business and the way you show up, you are built for summer. Not only because of your other job, but because it's so much of this outreach.
Yeah.
And you really thrive and enjoy doing that.
Right, I just have to. Well, for one, I just say I'm just more apparel. I'm just put it on the back. A conversation starter. But then I just have to get it out there, because I think like yesterday I missed some opportunities to be like, if you know anybody who's interested in buying or selling, just here's my card. So I was just like, dang. And when I left, I was like, oh, I had that opportunity. Why didn't I do that right there at the game?
Well,
Now,
typically though, that I thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the time when people are like, they don't do it again. Mm-hmm. Like, you're only gonna one time leave the sink running and flood the kitchen. So hopefully there was some growth in that. If there are things that make you feel uncomfortable, I'm going to remind everyone that they call them growing pains for a reason. Nothing happens, things happen inside your comfort zone, but growth is an uncomfortable process. Growth is a stretch and a lean into a new direction, and that is uncomfortable. As you're stretching and leaning, you're like, am I gonna fall? But you have to do it. So perhaps if one of these, if you were like, oh, look at her talking like she's gonna walk up on strangers at the farmer's market, I am never gonna do that. Farmer's market is my time. But like, if there's something there that you really had a step away from reaction almost immediately, let's talk about the limiting beliefs that are around that and how maybe that might be the one thing that you really do need to do, and practice it till you get it great. Challenge. We want to be comfortable. That is not where, like, it's interesting. We want to be comfortable, but no comfortable life came from, I'm comfortable with what I'm doing. I'm not willing to be uncomfortable. If we're not willing to go out and grow and grind and do the life that we want to be comfortable, is a little further down the road for us. You gotta put in the time. When you are thinking about these things, it's every event, every errand, every conversation is an opportunity. Like you said, you probably will never leave that opportunity on the table again because you realized it after you walked away. You're like, well, crap. So you need to always be open so that you can see the opportunities that are coming your way. Just please, just don't think of it like I gotta go lead generate, because your energy is horrible, by the way, when you do that. Like, I got 100 popsicles to hand out. I have 400 stickers. I got 20 door knocking bags. Think about it as an exciting thing, so your energy matches it. I had a little flyer for everybody, and just, and so I wanted you to do like a little bit of work on yourself and and maybe have this someplace where you need to see it, because as you're reminding yourself, you need to have 20 conversations a day, and then you also want to be trying to pick up 5 new contacts inside that 20, and you're doing all these other things. When you have time and you're like, I'm not on showings, I've responded to all my emails, and I followed up with everybody, what else could I be doing in real estate? Here's this piece of paper reminding you of something else that you could be doing. So, we're looking over it. One place I will become a regular. And you can have more than one, but at least have one.
But that's good, becoming a regular, because, I was just thinking, like, where can I go? Because I'm so many places, it's like, go to this place often so they can get to know you and what you do. So that does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's the number. If you were to do a little local poll for downtown Kent, there's more than one restaurant that considers me and that's okay. Like, I have to be like, sorry, Scribbles Coffee, I have to go meet somebody over at Ventry Coffee, but yeah, become a regular someplace. What is a community event that you could attend? Now, I keep saying 4th of July, get on it, don't miss the opportunity. But, because this is a big one. So even if they never did a parade, they might be doing a parade this year. One creative idea that I will implement this month. We're halfway there, halfway through the month. What event or creative idea what creative idea could you implement this month? Obviously, we're going to be keeping track of all the new people that we meet and our follow-up conversations. Anybody want to share? What is a creative idea that you might be able to implement this month? I just gave you 15. Your next client is probably not sitting at home waiting for your next social media post. I know that's heartbreaking. They are probably out living their lives this summer. And you should probably be out there also. So yes, change up your social media, do different things, but try to find some new and different ways to be out in the world, because it's hard to be cranky and hating your life when you're standing with a dog on a path under the sun. It's hard to say that real estate is hard when your job is to walk around while people listen to music and smile, and all you have to do is hand out some water bottles or just ask them where they're from. So, anybody have a creative idea that they're gonna get up and running for the rest of this month? It's all right.
I think I said mine. I'm gonna put some more on the back. I'm gonna get some more shirts made. But
Yeah.
you know, business ice cream shop. I have, and actually I'm going to another one, but I have pictures in my phone. And I had if I don't do it right away, we went to this beautiful ice cream shop. Was it last week?
Oh, you're
And
like,
I'm like, I was gonna
oh,
create
hey!
a post, but I'm like, they still sitting there. Or there's so many pictures I probably could just post, and they just sitting on my phone because I didn't post them right away.
So I do that also, and I tell myself, sometimes I'm like, all right, I'm gonna time block, and I'm gonna spend an hour getting all these, these were amazing. When I did this, I knew the caption and everything. It is hard. Today, I was like, okay, you're having a hard time coming up with an hour to get some of the stuff out of your B-roll. Do one quick post to schedule to add to your arsenal. So sometimes it's like I got an hour's worth of work and I've got 3 minutes to do it. So I did like that kind of a double down to, you know.
You have to sponsor a local business?
Yeah, it's, yeah, do like pull it out, like show them, like tell them, be like, okay, I was here and this was so beautiful that I took all these pictures and now I'm back. You know, like let them know I'm gonna tag you, I'm gonna follow you, please share it. Cause
Get some ice cream.
yeah, get some ice cream. All right.
I like the concert in the park networking idea. Like, I feel like you could easily go there and like have a cooler and give out waters like with the label on it. Like,
Yeah.
So like, what do? You just put like a sticky label on there with your contact information. Is that what you would do?
Yes. I mean, I went one step further
Okay.
because this brilliant idea came, but it didn't have time for me to, let me go spend 3 hours overthinking making another label. So I have a generic label that is similar to my business card.
Mm-hmm.
So I can slap it on the back of a notebook that I hand out to people at a first-time home buyer seminar, that I can slap on the thing of popcorn that I drop, you know, when people go out for showings with me. I'm like, thanks for popping out with me today. So I have one generically already made, and you know,
So you could,
Canva, kw.com.
yeah. So you could make one and then just put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You could.
Or
I mean,
put it on your cooler.
Yeah, or put it on
That
your
works
cooler.
too,
Yeah, while you're getting your rug made, your like blanket
yeah.
made.
Yeah.
That, hopefully everybody wrote that down, right? Because that was a brilliant idea that I came up with. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the camera now. If you've got any other questions, let me know.